Welcome to the study session where we are breaking down the BCBA 6th edition test content outline. Today we are diving into motivating operations versus stimulus control.
Oh, this is the one that trips people up constantly. Honestly, I love this topic because once you get it, you see it everywhere.
Exactly. This falls under Domain D, experimental design and behavior change, and it's a key part of the task list. It's a solid chunk of the exam. If you don't master the difference between an MO and an SD, you will lose points on multiple questions.
So let's break it down. What is the core difference?
Stimulus control is about a signal. An SD signals that a behavior will be reinforced. A motivating operation changes how much you want that reinforcer right now.
I always tell people, think of a light switch. The light switch is an SD. When you flip it, the light comes on. But the MO is your reason for flipping it. If it's pitch black, you're motivated to flip it. If it's bright daylight, you don't care.
That's a great analogy. The SD tells you when to do the behavior. The MO tells you why you want the reinforcer in the first place.
And here is where the exam will try to trip you up. They'll describe a scenario and ask, is this an MO or an SD? You have to look at what it's doing to the behavior.
Right? If a stimulus increases the likelihood of a behavior because its signal's reinforcement is available, that's an SD. If it increases the value of the reinforcer and therefore the behavior, that's an MO.
Let's do a clinical example. A client sees a cookie jar on the counter. That's an SD. But if they haven't eaten all day, that food deprivation is an MO. The cookie jar just tells them where to go. The hunger makes them want the cookie.
And that ties directly to functional communication training. You might teach a client to man for a break, but if they're not tired, the break isn't valuable. That's an MO manipulation.
Right. Verbal behavior is huge here. A mand is controlled by an MO. A tact is controlled by an SD. So if a child says cookie because they want one, that's a mand driven by an MO. If they say cookie because they see one, that's a tact under stimulus control.
And ethics comes in too. If you're manipulating MOs to reduce problem behavior, you have to be careful. You don't want to deprive someone of basic needs just to make your intervention work.
That's a huge point. The BCBA code says we must use the least restrictive procedures. So if you're using an MO to make a reinforcer more valuable, you better have a good reason.
Let's do a quick mnemonic. SD, signal for do it. MO, motivation for outcome.
I love that. And remember, an MO can be an abolishing operation too. Like if you just ate a huge meal, food is no longer valuable. That's an AO.
So on the exam, if you see a question about a stimulus that makes a behavior more likely because it signals reinforcement, pick SD. If it makes the reinforcer more valuable, pick MO.
And if they throw in a scenario about a mom not calling you back, that's parsimony. But that's a different episode.
For more practice questions, visit www.bcbmaexam.com.
See ya.
Bye.